This is Jennifer Hale, and you're listening to the Fiveish Fangirls podcast. And, I should go.
The tangents we continue all the way to episode 280 of the Fiveish Fangirls podcast. 2 years and 10 seconds. It's like the worst episode of This Is Your Life ever. Welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Fiveish Fangirls podcast. So glad you joined us. Let's start off like Durvik with virtual table and see who's joined us this week.
This is Brittany in Bethlehem.
This is Chrissy in Salt Lake City.
This is Sally from Wisconsin.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana. Hello everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy June.
Yep.
Yeah. As we're recording, this is the 1st of June, so
Yep.
welcome to level 6 of Jumanji.
Yeah.
Oh, kid. Yeah. Can we re-roll it? Whoever, somebody made a meme that I've seen floating across Facebook. Who's ever playing Jumanji with Chuck from Supernatural? Please stop.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have friends.
Because that relates to season 15 of Supernatural. Enough said. Chuck's not playing nice.
I have friends.
I think someone needs to sick Chuck Norris on 2020.
Let's see, Chuck
Right.
Norris, the Winchester brothers, the Avengers, you name it. Let's just get all the good guys together and just.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
There's not a salt circle big enough.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
Oh. Anyway, I guess with that, bad segue. I'm always bad at these segues. I wonder.
I tried.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Makes me wonder how I do on an actual segue.
That took me a second. Like, wait, what? Oh, right.
Yeah.
But boom.
Things.
Yeah.
We're stalling. We know.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we don't necessarily have any 10 o'clock news to discuss, which I guess is a good thing. But we just did want to take a moment to not necessarily address. We discussed this before we started the show proper, but we just kind of wanted to take a moment to, I guess, acknowledge that we are aware of some just not so pleasant things happening, not just here in the United States, but all over the world. There's just bad things are happening
Yeah.
in a lot of places to a lot of people, and it's awful. And there are people that are, and I'm speaking for myself, I don't want to speak for the rest of you ladies, but there are people out there that are way more educated and eloquent and can speak about some of these things better than I can.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, and also because as much as we enjoy talking about things, and real world does creep in every now and then, we just don't feel that this is the platform for addressing those things. That does not mean we're ignoring it by any means. We're perfectly aware of, trying to stay cognizant of what's going on. But there's a time and a place on a platform for these discussions, and we just don't feel this is it. We would like to keep this show a place of entertainment and possible escape, when the news and everything just gets to be too much for you and you don't want, you need an escape. Hopefully we can provide that.
Right.
Yeah. But do know that as for myself, and I said this before our when we started recording, we really hope that everyone is safe out there, as much between the pandemic and everything else. Be aware of where you are. Be safe. Be careful. And just that's all I can really say is be safe and my personal belief is I do believe in prayer. I do believe that there is something out there, and you're all in my prayers, everybody, all of our listeners, all of our supporters. And I just hope that we can all come out of this with greater understanding of one another, and greater love and patience and tolerance. And that's my belief system, and that's what's going to guide me through this. I will let the other ladies speak to what they, if they wish to, but I just that's my stance on it. 100%. So be careful out there, guys and girls, and everyone else.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you want to, if you're someone that feels like you do want to be more involved or feel like you need more educated, there are resources out there.
Oh yeah.
If you know where to look. That's the beauty of the power of the internet, is if you need information, it is available to you. So but we just want to let everyone know that again, whatever your personal belief, so prayers, good vibes, good karma, whatever your belief system is, that we're putting that out there and hope that everyone is staying safe and healthy. And so let's move on to the news. So and in convention news, Indie PopCon, this makes me feel better, even though in the grand scheme of things, it's exactly what Gen Con is doing. But I just like the way that PopCon is worded things. It makes me feel better because they're using the word postponed instead of canceled.
It does sound a little nicer.
Yeah, although in the grand scheme of things, PopCon could reschedule a lot easier than Gen Con could because of the sheer size.
Right.
So there's logistics too as well that makes sense. But as of right now, Indie PopCon, the physical convention that was supposed to take place next month, actually, now that it's June, is being postponed. During those dates, they will be having a virtual con. So if you already have your ticket for the con, that will get you into the virtual content. The film festival, International Film Festival, is going to continue, but that will be virtual. The PopCon Podcast Awards will still be happening. They'll just be handling those virtually. They are working on the possibility of having some sort of in-person event later this year, whether it's the full con, maybe a one-day thing, to be determined. Obviously, situations are changing on a day-to-day basis, so that is to be determined. But they already are booked for next year at the convention center, so if an in-person event this year does not happen, they're already on the books for next year, which is great. And then again, if you already have your ticket, it is good for the virtual event, and it will also be good for if they do schedule some sort of physical event this year, it'll be good for that. If not, it will be good for next year. So, and then as far as vendors, their table space is good for either a late date later this year or next year. So, and if for any reason you do need a refund, go to the website. There's more information there for you to get that info. And then Gen Con is slowly releasing events or information about their virtual convention experience. And they are, like the description said, join us online July 30th through August 22nd, 2020 for Gen Con Online, a new virtual convention experience featuring 4 days of streaming shows, remote gaming, community on Discord, your favorite exhibitors, and lots more, all from the safety of your devices and the comfort of your favorite quarantine sweatpants.
Way to keep your sense of humor, Gen Con.
Yeah.
Yep.
Registration is going to be free, but it is required for most of the scheduled events. Registration has opened as we're recording this June 1st. The event submission deadline, I believe, is June 8th. So
next Monday.
Yes. It just says event submission, so I don't know if that's you have to have your event submitted or if that's when they are going to open it up for submission. So it might actually be opening up for submission, because that would make more sense, because that's the way they usually do it for actual Gen Con. So go to the website. And then event registration, I think, is going to open up July 13th. So that's good. So, and again, I'm kind of waiting to see what they're going to offer to decide. I'm not necessarily going to block out those 4 days like I normally do. And actually at the moment I have another thing that's come up that may, if it goes as scheduled, I will be missing one of those days. So, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. I may poke my head in every now and then. We'll see. Just the fact that, I spend a lot of time in the vendor hall, just wandering up and down the aisles, poking, going to the booths and playing with things and watching demos and demoing games. So it's like, now that you don't have that physical aspect of it, it's like, my time's going to be a lot more free now.
Mm-hmm.
At least you don't have to hoof it from one room to another.
That is true. Or from one building to another.
Yes, that too.
And sometimes it feels like from one end of the city to the other. That's never actually the case, but it feels like it sometimes. But yeah, all further info on the website, on the social medias. Follow the social medias for both of those events for further information. The Nebula Awards, which are were awards for science fiction writing, one of the awards for science fiction writing. They just held a couple days ago. They streamed it online. But it's a lot of awards for novels and novellas and short stories and that sort of thing. But there is a category for outstanding dramatic presentation. It's actually the Ray Bradbury Nebula Award. So that's for like live action and or not book adaptations or presentations, but the nominees included Captain Marvel, because this is for content that came out last year. So Captain Marvel was nominated. The Mandalorian episode The Child was nominated. An episode of Russian Doll, which I don't watch, but okay. Avengers Endgame. Watchmen, there's an episode of the Watchmen series, and Good Omens, Hard Times, which is episode 3, which has that fabulous 20-minute cold open with the history of Aziraphale and Crowley, and that actually ended up winning. So Good Omens won. And Neil Gaiman.
Impressive going against Endgame and Captain Marvel.
Yeah. And the Mandalorian.
And Mandalorian. That one was a definite contender there, but
yeah.
I wouldn't mind if any of those for one.
Yeah.
Heck,
yes,
multiple way tie.
Yeah, really.
Fine with me.
If I had been on the committee that had to vote, I'd be like,
just give it to them all.
Yeah. What do you mean I have to vote for one?
One, yeah. You get an award. You get an award. You all get awards.
Yes. Feel like Oprah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. You can go to the website, and we'll have a link to that in the show notes. You can go to the website and check out the list of all the nominees and the winners, and there's links and stuff to where you can buy the books and that sort of thing. So that's cool, as if you don't have enough to read. And then the Doctor Who lockdowns, which we've discussed a few times, are actually going to be coming to an end. So the last one is scheduled for this Saturday, June 6th, at 6 p.m. That's UK time. And they're going to be doing Peter Capaldi's last 2 episodes, A World Enough in Time, and The Doctor Falls. And there are going to be tweets from Stephen Moffat, Matt Lucas, Pearl Mackie, and Rachel Talle. And the hashtag is Black Holes and Revelations.
That's going to take up a lot of the character count.
Yes.
Although tweets are longer now, so.
Yeah, but still.
Okay.
So. But
I'm a little sad it's ending, but I can understand why.
Because people were asking, like, because after this last one that they just did, and people were like, why? And Emily was like, as fun as this has been, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I know, so, especially because she gets the actors or the showrunners or the writers or all these people that were involved to tweet along, and then they produce extra little video content and stuff. So I'm like, she's done a lot of work, and
all
bless
volunteer.
Her for it.
Yes, very well blessed. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what like the lockdown situation is in the UK, so I don't know if maybe things are also starting to open up.
Possibly. I mean, there's some places opening up here.
Yeah.
Too.
So they may be starting to get like back to work.
Possibly
on a heavier schedule. So
yeah. So, but I mean, it was fun, and it the few I got to jump in on was Friday Night Who. And
I mean, go to Twitter and check out the hashtags. You can see people's tweets. Go to the Doctor Who Lockdown YouTube channel, and like all the trailers that they've made for the tweet alongs are there. Most of the extra stuff that's been made, either by Moffat or Russell T Davies or whoever, those are up there. So like there's been like prequels and sequels and all sorts of amazing things. They just did New York. So they did they did that, and there's a kind of sequel story about the one cat nun nurse,
novice Tame.
Yeah, her the one who was tending to the face of Bo, her at the end of her life, and of course it being the showrunners that we've had in the past. It has a bit of a cliffhanger. So
it's just kind of fun. It adds to the stories.
Fun.
So.
Yeah, they did their own. They did a fan cover of the Long Song from Rings of Akaton, which was really cool. So so that's pretty awesome. It's been fun, all this, especially all the extra stuff. So. And I like to consider all that stuff canon, so.
Sure.
Whether it actually is or not. Since people like Russell T Davies and Stephen Moffat were involved, even though they're not involved in the show anymore, I could.
Well, I mean, those were their episodes, so it's like, why not?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that is one thing. I mean, this lockdown is it's been hard, and it's been just the uncertainty and all that stuff going on, but all these little things that have come out of it, like people being creative and being putting stuff out there, that part I kind of have enjoyed, and I know it's not going to last forever. I know it's not going to keep going because we're going to come to a point where it's not going to be necessary, but at the same time I'm like, I kind of wish we could keep some of it, but at least it'll be on YouTube or other places to look at and and be like, remember this happened and this is what we did.
Yep.
Fight Sprat and all this dark and craziness.
Yep.
So there is that, and as we said, it is now June, so new month. That means new book club poll.
Yep. So this month's book, like we had said last week, is Revelation of the Daleks. which is the target novelization. And your book choices for July are the Gallifrey Chronicles, the Target storybook collection that has new stories featuring, I believe, all the Doctors are up to 12, possibly 13, Resurrection of the Daleks. And then because we had put out a vote asking for audiobooks, if you wanted to do that, that was a sound yes. So I decided to add for choice number 4, the Big Finish audio book, Spare Parts.
Ooh,
so voting
that's a good one.
That is a very good one.
That is a really good one.
So voting is open. I thought that would be a good one for an inaugural choice.
Yeah, definitely. Excellent pick.
Yes.
So vote, and you can change your vote, and voting is good till the end of the month for July's choice.
Mm-hmm. And that's very appropriate, talking book club, and the fact that we've added audiobooks as an option. So things like Big Finish and all of that can be included because we have a small-ish, kind of exciting announcement.
Ooh, pray tell, what is it?
So I'm still working on the back-end paperwork of it, but we are now officially part of the Audible Partner Program.
Yay!
So if you want, we've talked about Audible before and how amazing it is, and how convenient it is.
And this was without them being a sponsor previously.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically they're not a sponsor, it's an affiliate program.
I know. I'm being silly.
It's still, if people use our link, so if you use our link, which will from now on be in the show notes, or there's also a link on the websites on the front page. There's you can see it. There's an Audible logo. It says sign up for a free 30-day trial. So follow that. So if you're thinking of signing up for Audible, and have not yet, please consider using our sign up link, and you can sign up for that 30-day trial. It's absolutely free. That gets you 1 Audible download and 2 Audible originals plus access. They've got a whole bunch of other stuff besides audiobooks. They've got podcasts and live performances and all sorts of things.
And I will say some of the Audible originals are definitely worth it.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. And for those of you too, Big Finish is actually releasing some of their older back catalog into Audible. So if you feel more comfortable purchasing through Audible than Big Finish, there's the option.
Yeah. So but yeah, so you can sign up for that 30-day trial with our link, and Audible gives us a nice referral bonus for anyone that signs up using our link. So we greatly appreciate it, as we've been touting the joys of Audible, especially now with us being stuck at home. Even more so. And it's June now, and that lovely Sandman audio adaptation will be coming out next month, or at least start releasing next month. So just saying, there's things to look forward to, even if there's not anything, I don't know how there can be anything you would want to listen to right now.
Right. Dresden Files fans, new book, new audiobook voiced by James Marsters. I mean,
that's how I quote unquote read the whole series, except for the newest one, because I mentioned before I got an early digital copy, because librarian. Yeah, we have access to things like that. And anyway, the new book is awesome. The rest of the series is great too, and the audio books are they're fun. So especially if you're home and working on crafts or home improvement projects or something else, and you need something to you're just doing something kind of mindless with your hands, you need something to listen to. Dresden Files. I'm serious. It's wonderful.
Yep. So Audible, it's fantastic. Go sign up. It's free for 30 days. I mean, you can't beat that.
Nope.
At all. So.
And books, the audiobooks are yours to keep if you decide to not continue on with your membership.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So pick out something you like and keep it forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move on to feedback. So
Woohoo.
it's feedback from Shalane. We're talking about Disney Disney rides being adapted into movies and the like. Because we were talking about Pirates of the Caribbean last week because of the names from a hat. So she mentions, obviously, they've got Pirates. They've done Tomorrowland, which didn't do so well. Jungle Cruise, which is now not coming out till next year because of everything, which does look like it's going to be good. Although I imagine that unless you've ridden the Jungle Cruise 5 bazillion times like I have, some of those jokes will probably go over your head.
Hopefully they realize that not everybody, has season passes to Disneyland or Disney World.
Yeah, well, there's on-ride video. That's what I was going to say. Go watch people's on-ride video. Get a feel of what the attraction is like.
Which I've done that actually recently. I was like on this binge and I just watched a whole bunch of ride videos.
Yeah.
Like, I'm stuck at home. Why not?
Yeah. There's some really great YouTube channels out there that have some really high quality, like HD, some 4K, like point of view. So, if you get it on a big enough screen, it feels like you're actually on the ride.
So yeah, it's like to be a fun thing to do. Like, I'm sure they have it for like VR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're missing your Disney vacation.
Yes. Well, they're still closed at the moment. They're working on reopening, but they are still closed at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Jungle Cruise movie does look exciting to me. Oh, it's The Rock and Emily Blunt, who are both great actors too. So
I was gonna say you can't say no to them.
But Shalane did ponder if they're ever going to do a Small World movie.
Ooh.
She says probably animated.
That one would have to be a comedy and not take itself seriously.
Yeah.
So recently I rewatched. I was on Disney Plus and I really wasn't in the mood for anything. I was just kind of tooling. And there was the documentary of The Boys, which is about the Sherman Brothers, who wrote tons and tons of songs for the movies, particularly Disney movies, and they wrote It's a Small World. And in that section where they talk about It's a Small World, yeah, they even made fun of it there. Even the guys who wrote the song. There's like, yeah, it's a little cheesy, but it also has a good message and that kind of thing. I was like, oh, thank goodness you guys kept your sense of humor about it.
Yeah, I've never been one of those people. There are some people that are like, oh my God, it's a small world. It's like, oh, it's so kitschy, and the song, you get stuck in your head and it's awful. And some people absolutely hate it. I've never been one that's hated it. I mean, it is definitely a slow ride. I mean, it's a ride intended for all ages. So even if you've got like an infant with you, it's a attraction you can take the whole family on.
Right.
Which is nice. The bright kids will like the bright colors and the everything. So, but after meeting Richard Sherman and hearing him talk in person, I have way more respect for the attraction. So now it's like, oh yeah, I've got the guy who helped write the song that's now stuck in your head. So yeah, I don't know if they're going to be a Small World movie anytime soon.
I don't know how
I could see it
really
being an animated something or other, maybe made for little kids, like little.
Yeah. It could be like a little music video or something.
Yeah, maybe like a Disney Plus short.
Yeah.
They have doing now.
Just like those Zen animation things. Oh my
those
gosh,
have been fun.
Those have been awesome.
I was skeptical at first. I was like,
I want season 2.
Yeah, I was like, so you just took the dialogue and the music out, and what is this? But no, it's like you actually makes you focus on the animation art and the sound, which are things you don't
It's relaxing.
Yeah, it is really relaxing. In fact, I sat down there the other day. I was trying to get Lottie to take a nap, and I was like, "Well, maybe this will work." And yeah, she kind of dozed off to it. And I was like, "Nice."
I love the last one with all the funny scenes.
Oh yeah.
from Big Hero 6, and it's like, oh my gosh, now I need to pull that one out and watch it. I need to cue that one up and watch it.
And then she also mentions a Space Mountain movie and a Matterhorn movie, which
Matterhorn could probably work.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Space Mountain. We've got Star Wars.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, I mean they converted Space Mountain to Hyperspace Mountain.
Yeah,
for a while.
Star Wars, leading up to the release of the Force Awakens, because that was in Disneyland.
Yeah,
because that's the year that Chauncey and I went to Disneyland. It was really cool to ride the Space Mountain with all the Star Wars theming. It was wild though, because like I remember standing in line and like on the screens every now and then it'd be like, a Star Wars character. It'd be like, because you're supposed to be going on a mission for the rebellion.
Yeah.
And every so often something would pop up and it'd be like Admiral Akbar or whatever. But at one point, like John Boyega's fin popped up, and I just looked at Chauncey and I'm like, I wonder if John Boyega realized when he signed up for this that this is what he was signing up for. Like you sign on for like Star Wars, you're not just signing on to play a role in just a movie. You're now going to be in theme parks, and you're going to have action figures with your face on it, and all sorts
cereal
of
boxes.
Yes.
Remember the joke that Carrie Fisher told when they roasted at the roast of George Lucas? Every time I look in the mirror, I have to pay George $100.
Yeah. My face has been licensed.
So now you got to pay $100.
Yes. How about spread some of that wealth and pay me a little bit out of that chunk?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Hyperspace Mountain. It's Star Wars. It's close enough. But yeah. So that's Shalane's feedback. So thank you, Shalane, for that. So we love reading, but sometimes it's hard to find time to physically sit down with a book, which is why the Fiveish Fangirls has proudly partnered with Audible. Audible is a leading provider of spoken word entertainment and audiobooks, ranging from bestsellers to celebrity memoirs. Whatever makes you squee, there's a perfect listen for you. Every month, members get 1 credit to pick any title, plus 2 Audible originals. Whether you're adventuring through time and space, running from dinosaurs, or capturing ghosts, with the free app, audiobooks go where you go. You can download titles and listen offline, anytime, anywhere. Even if you switch devices, you'll never lose your place. And right now, Fiveish Fangirls listeners can sign up for a free 30-day trial by going to audibletrial.com/FivishFangirls. That's 30 days to check out not only their huge collection of audiobooks, but also podcasts, guided wellness programs, theatrical performances, A-list comedy, and exclusive Audible originals you won't find anywhere else. So continue the joy of reading with Audible. Don't see a title that trips your trigger one month? No problem. Your credit will roll over to the next month, and you can quit anytime and keep the books you've acquired forever. For more details and to sign up for your free 30-day trial, visit audibletrial.com/FivishFangirls. That's audibletrial.com/FivishFangirls. And now, back to the podcast. Let's move on to this week's main topic, which is the return of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Woohoo! Yes.
So, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 7, # the final mission. The final season tier. Has started last week, and we are time traveling.
Yay!
lack of a better term, although they don't really have control over it. So the Zephyr has been pseudo-turned into a time machine. Apparently there's these rips in time that you can use, kind of like the jump points that we see in Guardians of the Galaxy. And other Marvel related things, but instead of them just taking you from one plot in space to the other, they actually take you through time, but you don't actually have control over where you're going.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
like flying in the TARDIS. It goes where you need to go.
I was about to say, it's gonna go where it needs. It seems like
it's a little Doctor Who. It's a little Quantum Leap too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the idea is that the
ripples, not waves.
Exactly. That the Chronicoms that have gone rogue are going back in time because they feel that S.H.I.E.L.D. is the reason that like their homeworld has been destroyed and all this, all the bad stuff that's happened to the Chronicoms. It's all S.H.I.E.L.D.'s fault. Where have we heard plots like that before? So they decide that they need to go back in time and try to stop S.H.I.E.L.D. before it can become the powerful entity that it will become and cause all the stuff that the Chronicoms don't want to happen. So this first episode and the next episode, we're going to be in the 1930s, 1931 specifically in New York. And oh my goodness, the cosplay opportunities.
Oh yes.
I need to, like, this entire season I'm going to be like, and I need to make that outfit and that outfit and that outfit. I'm so much trouble.
Timestamp for this to get screen caps of this outfit, that outfit.
Goodness. Yeah.
I don't know why, but like 1930s, 1940s, I just love that fashion era.
There's just something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like it's like the
classic.
Yeah, it's like the guys look good, like Mac and like with his suit and his hat. Like,
now we just need to get Yo-Yo out there.
Yeah, she's going to be out there in the next episode because I've seen behind the scenes pictures of her.
Cool.
With Yo-Yo in her period appropriate outfit. So, but Daisy's like, I would wear that in a heartbeat. Thank you very much.
The
hair would be a biatch to do, but
yeah,
just shove a hat on it and nobody will be the wiser. But so they're in 1931 New York, midst of the Great Depression. The middle of Prohibition, so no Zima for Deke. So sorry.
Yeah. and the strict fatherly warning from Mac: no
filing any patents.
Yeah. It's like we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah.
It's just like Obi-Wan telling Anakin not to get into trouble.
Yeah.
That's not gonna last long.
That's long. Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they keep picking on Deke too. like, well, you do have a reputation, but the whole truck thing technically was not his fault. Daisy was the one that asked him to hotwire it. So
Yep.
And they had to get away from the Chronicoms.
Right. And they kind of 86 to Chronicon. Where are they gonna put it? I mean, they did the right thing.
It's a Chronicom dressed as a cop. It's like it would be a little suspicious if you saw two crazy people that claim to be Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Yes.
Carrying what appears to be a dead New York cop.
Yes, and considering too that the dead Chronicon police officer had robotic parts kind of sticking out, do you really want that wandering around, laying out in the open for present day New Yorkers to see? I don't think so.
Yeah. Which is why Daisy's had to be very choosy about using her powers. Although it is nice to see that they still work.
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked when they were fighting the one Chronicom, and she it looks like she punched him, but she punched him with the vibrations instead of this. That was very cool. Although the punch was like, oh, that's a little Kamala Khan-esque, except Kamala Khan, instead of vibrations, her hand just gets huge, but still.
And Coulson had some fanboy moments.
Oh yeah, Coulson's fanboy. This may not be the Phil that we have come to know and love since the first Iron Man movie and the one that Loki killed during the Battle of New York, but dang if they didn't do a good enough job of getting Phil's consciousness into this LMD. It's like, if I didn't know any better, I would think that was Coulson.
Right. He's going to turn into another version of Coulson that we are going to start to love, I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's no starting. It's Coulson. I love him.
Sure. Yes, exactly.
Everyone else was staring, as Simmons was, because they kind of picked up where the last season ended. With them, seeing the Coulson LMD for the first time. Because the person that directed this episode also directed the finale, the season 6 finale, so they were just able to
And the lighting
seamless.
I don't know, the lighting was almost a little too bright, but when I first saw Simmons's hairstyle, at first I thought she had gone and buzz cut, but no, it's just the way the light was reflecting and how tight her hair was. It was whoa, okay, we need to loosen that hair up, or we need to tone down the light.
Apparently it's not as tight as it looks. I did get that far into the watch. If you don't know, Elizabeth Henstridge has started her own YouTube channel.
Oh, cool.
And she has she and Chloe Bennett tried to watch the episode together.
Oh boy.
On Zoom together.
Okay.
But there were some syncing problems, and they can't actually show it because even though they're on the show, there's still copyright, so they can't actually show it. You can kind of hear it in the background while she and Chloe are talking. And I got that far as watching it, and actually Chloe had asked Elizabeth about the hair. She's like, was that that hurt your head? And she's like, no, actually it's not. It's actually not that bad. So it's not as tight as it looks like it might be.
So it's like a video commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't had a chance to watch the entire thing yet.
Is it the whole episode length? Or is it...
Yeah, it's the entire episode.
We sync it up and watch.
Yeah. Well, they I know at one point they Chloe got ahead. She had to pause it and wait till Elizabeth and her fiance got caught up. And
boy.
So, I don't know if they end up out of sync again or not.
Oh boy. Been there, done that.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Well, they're in different time zones.
Yep.
So.
Oh yeah.
So different, depending on whether you're via satellite or cable or
Yep. Well, heck, even too with even with some of the Doctor Who stuff with the lockdowns, I thought I would have my digital or my hard copy timed right, and I would still be 3 seconds off for a couple seconds, 5 seconds ahead. It's like, oops, oh well.
Yeah.
It gets there. It gets it done.
Yeah. So the Simmons that we've got is a Simmons from the future. If you remember from the end of season 6, Enoch came to Fitzsimmons and be like, okay, we need to fix things. Here's how we're going to do it. Fitzsimmons have been separated again, which they totally acknowledge when she's talking to Yo-Yo. Not the first time you've been separated by time and space. Yep.
We're doing this again.
So Fitz is out somewhere doing something. We haven't seen him yet, with no explanation to what he's doing yet, and then everyone else is together on the Zephyr, although May is still out cold because they threw her in the chamber that Fitz had used to sleep so that he could get to the future with everyone else. So they threw her in there, got her body temperature way down to keep her from dying. And now Enoch is working on trying to fix her. So we'll see how that goes. It doesn't seem to be going there at the end, but we'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
Yep, that was.
Yeah. Let's just say I don't think May appreciates, once again, earning her T-shirt in the "I died for S.H.I.E.L.D. and all I got was the Aussie T-shirt club."
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got LMD / Chronicom Coulson. So he's an LMD, but he's got Chronicom hardware. So he's extremely advanced, way more capable of showing emotion and that sort of thing.
And he don't care. He's just like, I'm invincible. And he says to me, like, hey, yeah, I died. And Max is like, in the bar is like, yeah, I can't. I still want to live. Human, mortal.
Yeah.
Not
like
LMD.
You take a bullet, we can go and pull it out, rewire you, and you're good to go. Mac, not so much.
I don't have batteries.
Exactly.
Although Coulson's really enjoying being a full-on superpowered being now.
He's
I'm a superhero.
Yeah.
I'm like Cap.
It's just like,
and he and Daisy
you guys have some good scenes. It's like, you guys have now officially created a monster.
Yeah. Way to go,
guys. A fanboy monster.
Yeah. It's like freaks out about Captain America. Now he gets a chance to freak out about FDR. He's not president yet. He's governor of New York, which this is why I was saying it's a bit quantum leap, because it's like they're trying to figure out why they're there. What are the Chronicoms trying to stop? And we realize that FDR is coming to the city to make a speech at this event, and they're like, well, it's really easy to kill the president before he's president, because FDR will be elected president in 32, and he actually is the one that goes on to create the SSR, which goes on to become S.H.I.E.L.D. As we herald into, what will eventually be World War II. And it's like, killing FDR, that seems like something that Chronicoms may do, and then we realize ripples, not waves.
Are we going to get, if they foil that, are we going to have somebody trying to go after Howard Stark? Are we going to have somebody trying to go after Peggy? Are we going to have somebody going after scrawny Steve Rogers? I mean, this is just like, ooh, what are they telling us? I can't wait. This has a whole lot of possibilities and plot bunnies.
Yeah.
Or plot tribbles, as I like to call them.
Yeah. But it turns out FDR is not even the target. So because it's not a big target that the Chronicoms are trying to go after to change the course of history. They're going for somebody smaller who seemingly would be insignificant. But it turns out they're way more significant than we realize. But that's not until we get. But we have to. The team's got to figure that out. They're like trying to follow leads. Like Deke's using this tech to try and figure out who the Chronicoms are impersonating, because they kill these cops at the very beginning, and they literally take their faces. We get to see Chronicoms before they actually have like human-looking features.
Kind of
cool.
Kind of a slight nod to the one Doctor Who episode with The Wire.
Yeah. Although actually the face kind of reminds me of crap. Now I can't think of his name. What's his face? The could teleport in and out from where Daisy's mom. That he doesn't have any eyes, and he looks like that from like the nose up. So I think it's a similar like effect that they used. I can't think of his name now. That was so long ago.
I was gonna say that was season 2.
Yeah, well, considering we're getting callbacks to season 3. Holly and I were talking about that before you guys joined us. So we're like,
wibbly wobbly.
I'm going to need to go back and
whiny.
at least watch season 3, apparently, if not more, for at least these bits, and maybe Agent Carter.
Yeah.
Because odds are, I don't know how much longer we're going to stay in the 30s.
Right, because I've heard hints that there's going to be some time hopping involved, but if you want to see this whole
we're supposed to go to the
here, I'm okay.
50s. I believe we're supposed to go to the 50s for sure, and the 70s. There's only 13 episodes in the season. It's not a full season, so that's all we're getting. So I don't know how much time is going to be dedicated to different time periods, how much that's going to be broken up. Because we are going to eventually run into at least a version of crap. And I can't think of his name. I'm having a complete
Koenig?
No, from
Stark.
Agent Carter.
Sosa.
So yeah.
Or Sousa. Sorry.
Sousa. Yeah. So we are going to run into at least a version of Sousa that looks like he's probably about the same age as he was on Agent Carter. So we have to move up at least a little. Mm-hmm. I don't think we could stay in 31 and have it really make sense, because in 31, like, Peggy Carter's like 10 years old. Mm-hmm. At this point.
Yeah, so that wouldn't work.
So we're going to have to move forward at least a little, I think. But yeah, I do like that we have a Koenig. Mm-hmm. And I remember them saying that we were going to see Patton Oswalt again, and then I completely forgot about it. So then when
and sarcastic as all get out. They came in peace. Are you happy you candy cane? I'm just like, don't change. It's just like, he's so put out. It's just like, do I have to do everything by myself? I guess I have to.
But it's so funny. I love that character. I'm so glad that we got some version of a Koenig.
Now I got to go back and figure out which episodes he was in and rewatch the Koenig episodes.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It's like the last couple of episodes of season 1. I remember that. And then,
when they go on the run after Shield falls from the fallout
of
the Winter Soldier.
Lanyards.
Yes, the lanyards.
Oh yeah.
which is totally you can't tell, because I did not realize that I didn't have it angled the right way for the camera, but that's what I'm supposed to be referencing in my picture of me and Henry from PopCon last year. Is I've got one of the lanyards.
Yeah. I remember you seeing something.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to, in the picture, I'm supposed to be like, Agent Mackenzie, where's your lantern? And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Good Lord, Patton Oswalt. He's such good comic relief. Mm-hmm. And this episode was so jam-packed with stuff. It kept my attention. I did not look at my clock once.
Yeah. It's packed, but it's not like too jam-packed, and it's paced really well too. Mm-hmm. Like, take out commercials, so essentially 45 minutes goes by really really quickly before you know it. They're at the end, and I'm like, oh, it's
like, what do you mean it's done? What do you mean I've only got 5 minutes left?
More.
Yeah. Because I can't watch it live because I'm at work, but I watched it Thursday. I was like, okay, this is basically 45 minutes. Like, how is 45 minutes watching this so short? Why 45 minutes at work is forever?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't it be the opposite?
Oh, don't you wish?
Yeah.
And I just started. It can't be over already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the fact that we only got 13 episodes, I'm like, this is going to go by faster than I wanted to, and I'm going to be sad.
I hope they don't do 2 episodes a night, because that would make it go really fast. Yeah, I wouldn't mind
As
2
far
hours.
as I
but
know,
I haven't heard anything.
we're going to
I
get
think
the
it's
13 weeks, and there's not going to be any breaks. Of course, real life could get in the way, and something could change. But as of right now, no, it's just supposed to be the 13-week stretch. So it'll be like early mid-August when the season ends. So
I can live with that.
Yep. But it'll be interesting. Interesting to see where they go from here with the seemingly overall plot, at least possibly. Whether the Chronicoms, if their focus will always be Shield specifically trying to stop them, or try to stop something that would help Shield in the past, because it really, in this case, they're trying to stop the formation of Shield, but not actually stopping Shield. They're stopping the whole reason that Shield was formed in the first place, because even at this point, Shield doesn't exist, but Hydra does, and has actually for a while. Because we're at Koenig's bar, we're introduced to this kid Freddy, who we don't know much about him other than the fact that he's on his own. His father died. Supposedly, his father apparently died jumping out of a window. Whether that's related to the stock market crash or something else, may or may not be to be determined, because we don't know how long his dad's been dead, but apparently he came from a pretty well-to-do family that was pretty powerful, but then when his dad died, he ended up on the street. He ended up finding Koenig's speakeasy, gave him a job, letting him live there for a discounted rate.
1929 sounds about right, where everything kind of goes and yucky.
Yeah, but it's not until we get to the end of the episode that we realize that the Chronicoms are actually after Freddy, and everybody's like, Freddy? Why? He's just a kid running bartender. He drops stuff and breaks things, and Koenig, yells at him and is like, what the heck is this? No, Freddy is Wilfred Malik.
Yep.
Father, in theory, if he doesn't die, of Gideon Malik, future head of Hydra on the World Security Council, part of the council that makes a stupid ass decision, and Fury likes to ignore it. That Gideon Malik.
It's just like, okay, instead of saving Shield, we have to save Hydra. How messed up is that?
Because that's the whole reason that it's formed in the first place. Was the SSR and the Super Soldier program and everything is all because of Hydra. Because Hydra, as we learned in season 3, again, we're going to go back and apparently rewatch season 3, is Hydra has actually gone back for a long time. They were these started out almost as like a cult that because they were the ones that discovered the monolith, at least the one monolith that you use as a gateway to go to Maveth, and that's where Hive was. And
it's just like, boys, if you have any vortex manipulators, you better be turning them in.
Yeah. Because like
we're gonna need those back, please.
Hydra's been this like cult that's been kind of worshiping Hive, and it spiraled into eventually what we see in Captain America with Red Skull and all of that. But at this point, Freddy's father apparently supposedly was part of Hydra because of that gal that shows up that's Freddy's contact with vials of early version of the super soldier serum, their version of it, maybe, possibly, I don't know. But she said that she worked with his father, so presumably she's with Hydra as well. So his father probably worked with Hydra at some point. So again, jumping out the window, we don't know if that was if he actually jumped out of the window or maybe he got thrown. But yeah, so really, Freddie has to stay alive so that he can eventually get married and have Gideon and Nathan, the brothers that we meet in the flashbacks in season 3. And we get references to their father in season 3 because when we learn about the monolith and Hive and all that, and we learn that Freddie was a big old coward as far as his sons were concerned, and when they would go to do the ceremony to decide who was going to be sent through the monolith as a sacrifice, I guess, or whatever, to Hive, that he cheated so that he never got chosen. And then Gideon ends up doing the same thing. So again, season 3, probably need to go back and watch it. But
oh man, having to rewatch some
I know.
episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I know.
And possibly Agent Carter. Oh, what are we to do?
Yeah. Twist my heart.
Exactly. Nope, doesn't hurt.
So yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Is to save S.H.I.E.L.D. They have to save the future of Hydra.
It's all connected, remember?
I know. I know.
Yeah.
It's still crazy though.
Yeah.
No, it's like
they dropped Malik's last name, and I'm like, okay, we're going there.
Yeah.
Gonna go back a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no one would be like, okay, just trying to stop Hydra before the craziness. No one would be a good thing. This time, not so much, because you kind of need the bad so you can get the good.
Well, that's kind of how history works. Is like there's so many things from like that came about because people were working on inventions during World War II to help win the war, and now we're like, and then the war's over. Like, what do we do with all this stuff? We get computers and I don't know. There's a whole list of stuff.
Now we have computers that fit in our pockets.
Yep.
So that we can look at cat videos.
Priorities, guys. Priorities.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Agent May's awake.
Yeah. And I'm thinking none too happy from how she's doing the up on the ceiling above Enoch.
She looks like she's doing a Spider-Man impression.
She looks like a creepy Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well,
she's like I take
Spider-Man with the hint of the ring.
Yeah.
I take some time off to go be in the Mandalorian, and this is what happens to me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A little bit.
Or was Enoch not too careful when he was stitching her up via operation and hit something?
It's like, if it wasn't for the fact that the way she's up there just seems a bit unnatural.
Yeah, like something's not quite right.
And like freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, depending on what's the last thing she remembers.
Mm-hmm.
But but the way she's up there is it's like something out of a horror flick. So I'm like,
ooh, remember how Yo-Yo was quarantined on the ship? So as to not, what if something rubbed off, even though May was under the thing and she's got infected with whatever Yo-Yo had?
Well, Yo-Yo was infected because she swallowed one of the Shrike.
Okay.
So
don't get me wrong. I'm just spitballing.
Yeah. But I mean, Mac did mention, that there is the potential to introduce an alien contagion into the past. So if that was a concern, it may still be a concern.
Yeah. Who's not to say other members of the ship might be affected.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. Because they've still got... They got issues that need resolved.
Yeah.
And it's obviously not going to be tied up in a nice bow anytime soon because we got 13 episodes of this. So.
Yeah.
I will say I love Enoch's, like, when he first noticed that it was empty, like, oh no, Enoch, you had one job.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like,
you're almost,
Agent May, it's Enoch, sentient chronicom, trusted friend.
Yeah, I don't think so. And then you look, and then the camera pans up, and like, yeah, I don't think she thinks you friend. No. I mean, Enoch's almost kind of sliding into dummy category, but not as severe, but still.
Yeah.
And how in the heck did May get out of her containment field? That's what I want to know.
It did.
I mean, this is May we're talking about. So.
Yeah, I know.
But I was thinking because it didn't look like, I have to watch it again, but it didn't look like it was open or broken or anything like that.
Right, yeah, like, oh, she's here, she busted out. It's just like, okay, who let her out?
Yeah. I think she let herself out. But
yeah. Oh, I'm not.
I'm thinking if they get her and put her back in, that Enoch may want to consider putting an alarm, like a baby monitor or something on that.
Yeah. A collar with a bell, something. Yeah. Boom. Oh, you're out. No, you need rest.
Yeah. Go back to sleep, Agent May.
Yeah, exactly. Night gun. There we go.
Yeah, really. No. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see just what's going on there with Melinda, whether it's something like uber serious or if it's just a temporary freak out.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't blame her if she...
Yeah.
I'm hoping
she did
temporary
die
freak out
again,
being permanent. Yeah.
So, how many times has someone on this team died?
Yeah,
right.
We're getting close.
She's
to
catching up to Phil's
numbers. Yeah, and both her and Phil are kind of catching up to the Winchester brothers in that neck of the woods.
Yeah,
not good.
It's like, I'll die again, but they'll just bring me back. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ooh, I wonder what her reaction going to be when she finds out, like, if May's back to normal, when she finds out that Coulson's an LMD.
Oh, boy.
It's probably not going to take it very well.
No.
That's not going to work. That's going to not be a good thing.
Everybody better duck and cover, because I'm thinking stuff's going to get thrown.
Yeah, probably.
Speaking of, you had one job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But can you blame them, though, really, for bringing at least a version of Coulson back? So, I mean, it's not like they raised our Coulson back from the dead.
No.
It's just a version. And once he got through the freak out of having 2 years of information being plugged into his brain, because the last scan they had was from the framework, again, nice to go back to previous seasons, that he's like, for right now I'm cool with this. It's obvious that they need him as like their own personal like shield Google, because they wouldn't have known about the swordfish, so, and the speakeasy and all that. So, I mean, that's exactly what Mac told him. It was like, they've got Fairy's black box. You're the person who's most likely to recognize anything that we wouldn't. And that's exactly what happened. He saw the
shield history fanboy that you are.
Yeah.
We need you.
Exactly. So, I mean, once this is all said and done, like you said, if we all survive this, we're going to have to reevaluate everything. But for right now, it's like, and that's fine by me, because I love Clark Gregg.
Yep. And if you aren't following him on his Instagram, you need to.
If for anything else, for the Lucy pictures.
Exactly. Exactly. She is so stinking cute.
Yep. No. I will gladly take Clark Gregg on my screen in any form or fashion. So
Yep.
I am very, very happy that they figured out a way to bring him back for this final season. It wouldn't be the same. You can't end
Right.
Agents of Shield without Coulson.
No. Version of Coulson, exactly.
I'm with Daisy. I would have slammed that button so hard.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then she apologized later. She's like, I know you didn't want to come back. I'm like, girlfriend, I would have slammed that button before you had the chance to.
Yep, exactly.
I wouldn't even had like Simmons wouldn't even had to say anything. I just would have saw the suit and the everything, and I'm like,
Yep.
On. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very happy that it's back. That they are starting off on a really good foot. I'm excited to see where it goes, but at the same time, it's like now that it's here and it's like it's the final season. I'm like, I don't want it to be over. I want to keep seeing what's happening, but I don't want it to be over.
Right. Yeah.
It's bittersweet, as with most anything, but
it is.
It'll all pan out.
Yeah. It always does.
Yeah. Well, if anyone else have anything else they want to say?
Nope, I'm good.
Yeah. I love S.H.I.E.L.D. There's a reason I named my car Phil.
Not Lola?
No one else touches
She's not red.
Lola.
Yeah, it's not red, so.
Gotcha.
It's blue.
It's blue.
No one touches Lola.
And no one touches Phil.
And Rachel respects that.
Yes, that too. And no one touches Phil.
Yeah.
Well, if any of our listeners have something they want to chime in about their thoughts of the first the opener of the final season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., send us feedback, if you will. Our email address is fiveishfangirls@gmail.com. You can also visit our website, which is thefivishfangirls.com, and that has links to all our social media stuff. We've been posting stuff on Facebook a lot, and you can check out what shenanigans we get up to there, and that's also, we put news and such there. Instagram you can comment on, our YouTube channel. You can also download our podcast from Spotify. Well, yeah, you can get it at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, anywhere where you find podcasts, we're there. And if you also want to support the show, we would really appreciate it. We have a Patreon account. We have an Amazon affiliate link. We have merchandise, which we have new merch in the store. If you've been following our D&D adventures, there's some little nods in there that maybe it's a little bit of an inside joke, but it made me laugh.
Yep.
If you're following our
play D&D,
yes, if you
some
play
of it should still resonate.
Yes, some of it you'll get. So you can the stickers and stuff there. You can. It's all fun. So and also, we're still doing our Secrets of Salt Marsh D&D game every week. So check that out. It goes up on our YouTube channel. And also, like we said earlier, we now have an Audible affiliate link. So if you've been thinking about doing Audible and just haven't pushed the button on it yet, now's a good time. You can go through our link on our website. Again, fivishfangirls.com. Well, thefivishfangirls.com. He is very important. Anyway, and thanks again for all your support, and hope you all are doing well with all this everything going on. Let's just call it, it's 2020 and everything is off. But hopefully you are all doing well and staying safe out there and healthy. And I hope you all hope you all are staying sane too. That's important. I had a bit of a rough patch the other day, so.
Yep. Well, with that, we shall sign off for this week.
This is
is Brittany Bethlehem saying goodnight.
This is Chrissy saying goodnight from Salt Lake City.
This is Holly from Wisconsin saying good evening.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana. And a quick shout out to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ohio fan club. Go follow them on Facebook. I will have a link to them in the show notes. They're a small fan group, but they are all just huge Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans. And we had a little pre-season premiere hangout last Wednesday. And I think that's going to be hopefully a semi-regular occurrence, hanging out before the episodes. So go like their Facebook page and you'll see the post for that, plus all the other fun Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thingies. So yay! Woohoo! Shout out to them! Woot!
Listening to the Fiveish Fangirls podcast. You can find more episodes and information at thefivishfangirls.com. Any and all books, movies, games, and any other forms of media mentioned are owned and operated by the respective copyright holders. No copyright infringement is intended or implied. If you wish to support the show, the easiest way is to leave us a rating and review. More ratings and reviews will make it easier for others to find the show. If you wish to support us monetarily, you can do so at patreon.com/FivishFangirlsPodcast. All money goes towards fees and equipment to keep the show going. For official Fiveish Fangirls merchandise, visit redbubble.com/people/FivishFangirls. We love hearing from our listeners and encourage feedback. You can email us at fivishfangirls@gmail.com. You can also like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/FivishFangirls. Thank you so much for listening, and may the squee be with you.